Alright, let's play something funky as white. Let's try e4, which I never play, but I'm gonna play it anyways. Let's try knight f3. Go into the sharpest lines of the Najdorf without ever having played it before in real life. Let's go knight c3. Actually, okay, once I remember I played e4 when I prepared for my opponent, because he only played the Scandinavian before, right? And then he goes for the Sicilian in the game, and I have no idea what to do on move 1. On move 1, I'm already out of theory. I went for something like g3, bishop g2. Hey, you don't like chess.com? No, chess.com is completely acceptable. I've got nothing against it. But I think you go bishop g5 in this position. Isn't this the main move? Knight f5. Can I go knight f5 in this position? Is this how you play it? Or do you go for something else? I have no idea. I'm gonna go knight f5 and hope it's correct. I'll check later with the computer if this is the correct move or not. I don't have a Leech's account, but you will create one now. Okay, chessbro1. Feel free to do that. Let's go bishop e2 with the idea of bishop f3, securing control over the light squares in the center, d5 and e4. My opponent misses a... Yeah, the Nightbot is evil, Joshua. The Nightbot is an evil monster. Let's castle. The thing is, he can never really go d5 so easily, because then I have bishop takes f6, followed by knight takes d5, simply winning a pawn for no compensation whatsoever. Yeah, the English attack for the win. He maybe wants to go knight d4, so let's prevent that with bishop f3. Maybe I didn't prevent it, did I? Yeah, knight d4 is still possible. I think I'll take on b7 in that case. Yeah, probably. Automod, I hate you too. Yeah, Automod and Nightbot are some evil things. Ah, really? Well, see you, George. I hope you enjoy the stream. What to try next? Yeah, the thing is that I don't know the IDs in these positions. I guess I'll go for g3, create a flight square for the bishop on f3 just in case. Go bishop g2 now. Yeah, I don't think the knight on d4 is very beautiful. Yeah, I mean, what is the knight doing on f5 to be... Oh, he took a pawn. I didn't realize, guys. I didn't realize that my opponent just took one of my pawns. He just snatched it in half. Let's go queen d3 with the idea of rook a d1 and rook fe1. It's very funny. Now I have some compensation due to my light squared bishop, but couldn't come earlier in the stream. You were having lunch, PM2206. I think so, Peter Balkus. I'm not an expert in computers, so I don't know, but probably. Let's go rook a1. I get the rook into the game. The next is rook fe1, get the other rook into the game. And at least I will have all my pieces in the game. You whispered you direct link to challenge you. Hey, thanks, Peter Balkus. I'm not sure how I will access it, though. Wait, now I can take here if I want. I'm not sure how great of a move that is. Why don't I try bishop e3 instead with the idea of bishop takes d4? Yeah, that seems like a reasonable idea. Why not? Why not, guys? That's the question. Well, I have a funny story to tell, actually. So my friend Elam Abdullaev, he was playing Hikaru Nakamura yesterday, right? And in the first game, Elam Abdullaev beat Hikaru Nakamura rather convincingly. So then Hikaru Nakamura said that Elam was stream sniping, right? You know, my good friend Elam Abdullaev has got like a feeder rating of almost 2,400, born in 2005. But he's an absolute blitz monster. His rating in chess.com is like almost 2,900 in blitz, right? So he was like, okay, he beat Hikaru Nakamura once, and then Hikaru Nakamura was very angry and said that he was stream sniping, and Hikaru Nakamura's entire chat began hating on Elam. And here I think my opponent blundered into a trick with knight d5. Do you think knight d5 works in this position, guys? I think so, because I don't see why it wouldn't work. The idea, of course, is after queen takes d4, I play an in-between move, knight takes e7, the king has to move, and then I'm able to take on d4, and in this operation I've won a pawn, as if my opponent takes my knight, I'll be able to take my opponent's queen. The last thing to check for is my opponent can defend this bishop with, let's say, queen d8, which he cannot do, so in that case I'm simply winning a bishop, guys. And with a piece more, I should be able to win. Nakamura said he's considering quitting pro chess for streaming. Oh, I thought you already quit pro chess, but I guess I was wrong. Yeah, I thought he had already done it and become a professional streamer, but I guess, yeah, he's only considering it. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, he hasn't played the tournament in a long time, I think. I've never seen him play, as of recently at least. Like, did he play any tournament whatsoever in 2019? Streaming League looks like. What do you mean, Gesk? I guess Q. Yeah, now I'm winning an entire piece, and this is starting to look a bit bad for my opponent. Let's take an e7, guys. Take the free piece. The question is, what do I take next? I'm spoiled for choice. Let's go queen takes d6. I have a little trick in mind, guys. Let's see if my opponent will fall for it or not. A little dirty trick, which will happen if my opponent is careless. I'm not gonna reveal it in case he's watching the stream, but after he makes his move, yeah, I think you'll get a lot of pleasure from watching this dirty trick. He plays LOL and chess with league streamers these days. So I think, yeah, that's true. He's playing like... but I guess what he's doing is kind of smart because it helps him grow on Twitch, get into the so that the audience of these League of Legends players also knows about Hikaru Nakamura's chess channel. Alright guys, I have a dirty trick in this position, or a little tactical shot. Do you see it, guys? Do you see the tactic I'm about to play in this position? Feel free to post it in the chat. Alright, I'm gonna play it in 3, 2, 1. Knight g6 check, boys, for the boys. Now after my opponent will take on g6, I'll be able to win an exchange. So I can pre-move queen takes f8, in fact. You're happy for him, he proves there's money in chess. Yeah, that's true, that but if you're smart and you're able to make decent bucks with chess. My good friend Grandmaster Frodo Urkedal was telling me stories about how some of his friends, I was just about to take an f7, which I would have regretted dearly, telling stories of people who've coached very rich businessmen and their children, and therefore earned a lot of money on chess. Alright, my opponent flags, but he was down an rook anyways. Let's analyze this game. Yeah, that you can... good game, 11 colors. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a lot. Let's analyze this game now. 11 colors, were you watching the stream while you were playing the game? Just curious. Okay, this is what I think you're supposed to do in the knight orf, and here e5 is not such common move, I think. I guess knight f5 is the correct reaction, supposedly. Yeah, I wasn't sure about this move. Oh wow, I have bishop takes. I didn't know that I should play bishop takes f6 in this position, guys. This is why you should analyze your games, to learn a thing or two. Okay, what's the idea? Let's say queen takes f6. Okay, knight d5, or what's the idea here? Why would I take on f6? Okay, I get more control over the d5 square, of course, but is that the reason? Okay, let's say I take here. Queen takes f5. Wow, the computer is ready to sacrifice a pawn. You have no knight orf knowledge as well, ICPN 2206. Okay, knight d5, I'm down a pawn, but with supposed compensation. I mean, of course the squares on d5 and e4 are some very nice squares in my favor, but I didn't know they were this important. Okay, rook a7 is a very sketchy move. I guess it's a defense against knight c7, because you really don't have a convenient defense as black, I guess. I mean, if you go queen d7, trying to stop knight c7, then you're faced with the fork knight b6, and it's pretty much game over after this one. The same goes for queen c8. I would also have played knight b6 in that case. So I guess rook a7 is first. Or else knight c7 fork seems to win the game. I mean, you don't want to make moves like king d8, that seems suicidal, with the inability to castle and your king stuck in the center. Yeah, here apparently I should have taken on f6 much prior to what I did. The computer always talks about this move knight bd7 to meet bishop takes f6 with knight takes f6. With the idea of controlling the d5 square a bit more, but after bishop f3 I'm still able to establish a nice control over the square. Hello Matustreak, welcome to the stream, my friend. g3 is perhaps a bit slow. Okay, my opponent won a pawn, but it's clear that I have so much compensation on the light squares that I shouldn't be worse, or not much worse at least. If I play the Sicilian, you play the Count Sicilian, I see. Rematch here. Yeah, I might play you again 11 colors, but I'm just gonna accept some other challenges before that as well. But after that, I can surely play a game with you once more if you want. Yeah, I just wanted to get the rooks into the game. And here, yeah, I should have gone for my instinct. I have no idea why I thought this would be so bad. I just wasn't sure how to continue, but I think I could at the very least win a pawn. C3. And okay, it seems as if my bishop on g2 is a very active piece, so I should be a little bit better in such a position. Yeah, this is I guess what I should have gone for. I went bishop e3, however, in this game. And after queen takes b2, I'm probably not better. I didn't expect to be much worse, because I have a couple of nice squares in the center. But I guess after queen takes c2, my opponent is up a pawn. And I might not have full compensation for the pawn. Instead, he went rook bc8, which is a very unfortunate blunder for my opponent, after which I executed a very typical tactical shot in the Sicilian, knight d5. The idea is that after queen takes d4, I would have the in-between move knight takes e7. My opponent went for rook takes c2. I took on e7 with check, taking a piece, and I'm just up an entire piece now. King h8, and here I thought the most accurate move was to take on d6. And I had a little trick in mind here, guys. My idea was to play knight g6, check, followed up with queen takes f8, which my opponent did indeed allow. And here I was just about to take on f7, when I realized that my opponent's queen on a2 is guarding that pawn from the long diagonal, and that would indeed have been a very unfortunate move to play queen takes f7, due to queen takes f7 back, and then I would be suffering a lot. Yeah, I think that's me. Yeah, that is me on chess.com, Peter Balkis. Feel free to add me there if you want. You can also join my club on chess.com if you want. It's called Noam Free Video Lectures or something, I don't know, something like